Hola chicos, ¿qué tal? Hoy os quiero traer The Dwarves, un juego de rol táctico lanzado en 2016 y desarrollado por King Art Games. Es una empresa que no tiene unos juegos muy conocidos, al menos para mí. Es un juego con una valoración alrededor del 7, que fue sobre todo atacado por la jugabilidad que tiene. Pero quiero que echéis cuenta en algo, en la forma tan bonita de narrar la historia. A mí me enamoró eso. Y sin detenerme más, vedlo por vosotros mismos. Vamos allá. La dificultad al máximo. Y vamos allá. La dificultad al máximo como siempre. Y ahora me voy a callar, para que veáis la cinemática.
Fracas made us from stone to protect Girdlegard. Against orcs, ogres, and all the other beasts of Tion. We are the guardians of Girdlegard. We are the children of the divine smith. We are the Dwarves.
Somos los enanos todopoderosos. A mí la verdad es que me gusta la jugabilidad. Fue atacada por la jugabilidad, bueno. A mí no está tan mal. O sea, para mí no está nada mal, a mí me encanta. A veces se te va un poquito, pero ahora lo veréis. Vale, el juego se puede pausar en cualquier momento. Mueve la cámara usando el botón central de la rueda de ratón. Esto es para utilizar las habilidades que tengo aquí abajo. Aquí lo pauso con la rueda de ratón. Ah, bueno, en pausa parece que no lo puedo mover. No sé por qué. Vale, uso la E. Aquí le voy a dar a mis compañeros. Pero es que, ¿qué hago? Bueno, me voy a tirar. Me voy a intentar. Ah, me voy a tirar medio. A ver qué pasa. Toma. Parece que no les hago mucho daño. Mira, a los que están en el suelo los mata de nuevo. Tenemos que defender la puerta. Vale, está todo muerto. Mira, a ver, esto es lo que yo os decía. Si pauso, puedo mover la cámara de un lado a otro. Lo que pasa es que no puedo separar la cámara del que tengo escogido. Ahí, muerto. Vamos a empujar ahí. También hay que aprovechar bien el entorno, por ejemplo aquí en el puente, para empujarlos fuera. Vale, aquí me están dando para el periodo parcial. Me tengo que ir un poco más para atrás y avanzar. Ahí. Vamos. Vamos, enanos. Que sois fuertes. Oh, Dios. Me van a matar, me van a matar. No avanza. Muévete, enano de mierda. Vale.
A present from the workshop.
Vale.
On my way. Ah! I'd be happy to pass on this present to the greenskins.
Unas granaditas, ¿no? Vamos allá.
And speaking. That's that.
¿Puedo tirar otra?
All right.
Vamos. Somos pocos, ¿no? Para aguantar tantos. Ah, somos enanos.
Charge.
No hay nada que pueda comprar un buen enano.
Come here, you.
Ahí, a los que están aturdidos le hago un ataque.
Come here, you.
Vamos. Aquí echando.
Charge.
avanzar. Consumen puntos de acción. Vale. Se adquieren con el tiempo o matando. Vale. Se complica.
My king! What are you doing here?
Giselbert I, the father of the Fifthling clan, has not been on the front line of battle against the creatures of Tion for many cycles. The king surveys the battlefield and the defenders with a grave expression.
We are too few.
This you know as well as he does. But there will be no reinforcements arriving. Hundreds of brave warriors lie inside the fortress dying. The illness is running rampant. It brings weakness and death.
Stay at your posts. Be as steadfast as the granite of which we are made. Nothing can break us. Vrakas is with us.
Vamos, si Patacas está con nosotros, nada hay que temer. Vale, ahora puedo usar a los dos. Puedo usar a los dos juntos arrasando o eligiendo entre uno y otro. Vale. Sí, sí. Ahora con la barra del espacio puedo dar las órdenes. Lo que pasa es que tengo estos delante. Pero si doy con este una orden y después la doy con el otro, lo ejecutan los dos a la vez. Vale, vamos a intentar empujarlos. Ahí para dar un poquito de vida a nuestros aliados. Venga tú, dale. Lanza una granadita aquí, a ver a cuánto se. Ahí. Fuera del mapa. Buah, te pega una sola fuerte con la Q, Vale, están las catapultas ahí. ¿La W qué hace? Golpear suelo y aturdir. Vale, espérate. Vamos a tirar esto para ver si los puedo echar del mapa. ¿Dónde está? Aquí. Tienes que matar a este, tío. Vale, este está muerto ya. Avancemos. Venga, a ver. Aquí una Q viene bien. ¡Hala! ¿Dónde está el otro? Vamos a avanzar. Vale, este está un poco tocado. Fuera ahí. ¡Ah! He tirado un enano, no. Qué campeona, Ahí. Vamos a curarnos. Vale, hay que destruir las catapultas. Si tiro aquí esto.
It will be so. Yes. Hammer time.
Vamos, venga, voy con esto con las catapultas. Solo, te van a reventar aquí un poco, No, no le he dado con la Q. Vale, tengo que avanzar aquí. Ahí. Hay que stunearlos un poquito. Ahí. Otra Q por esto. Vamos, avanza, enano fuerte. Vamos, confiamos en ti. Vamos. Venga, a ver, tiene que avanzar poco a poco. Vamos a tirarle una E. Avanza también, tienes que ayudarlo, vamos. Otra E. Ahí. Otra. Vale, vamos. Ya estamos. Ahí está.
These are the ones who attacked us in the tunnels. We suffered great losses beating them back.
Come here and I'll split you like a straw, you treacherous elf!
In his fury, the old king radiates a ferocious power that none of Citalia's children could withstand. But the slight, willowy being sitting astride the shadow mare just grins down, mockingly.
You are mistaken. We are Alpha. We are here to destroy the elves.
All peace-loving beings here in Girdlegard are under our protection, and you cannot open the gate that has barred your path into Girdlegard since the creation of the world.
Not us, but perhaps one of your kind.
¿Un enano traidor? ¿Cómo puede ser?
This cannot be. Silence, you fool! Vrakas, forgive me for what I am about to do.
Quickly! In formation! You must hold them back until I close the gate!
Venga, enano, volvemos a confiar en ti.
Yes?
Glandalín.
Charge!
Vamos. Una granada aquí.
On the way! On the gate!
¿Cuántos enanitos tengo por aquí? ¿Dos? ¿Solo dos?
All right! That's that! Ha! On the way! Understood!
Hay que intentar no irse muy para atrás porque los arqueros van a reventar. Tenemos que ayudar aquí para que los arqueros de la muralla nos ayuden.
Charge! That's that!
Ahí.
Come here, you!
Venga, fuera.
Stay dead!
Ahí, bien, bien, bien.
Understood!
Vale.
On the way!
¿Qué hacemos? ¿Ayudamos aquí?
On the way!
Una granada. Ahí,
Understood!
fuera.
All right!
Vamos, ya se está cerrando la puerta. Vamos.
Charge!
Último esfuerzo. Vamos, enanitos. Muy fuerte. Bien.
Look at me. I am Syntheras, the reaper of your death. I will take your life, and the land will take your soul.
Get out of my sight, pointy ears, and let me delight at the closed gate a little longer.
The gate may have closed, but when you rise again from the dead by the power of the land, you will be one of us, and you will open it.
Never! My soul belongs to Vrakas.
No. Your soul now belongs to the land, and henceforth you will belong to it forever. Now die, and return. Then hand us Girdlegard.
Te cortaré la cabeza y me mearé en ella. Eso no se le hace a un enano. Un poco de tiempo más tarde.
You're a perfectionist, Tungdil Bolafar.
I've got a reputation to uphold. If you can't rely on the metalwork of a dwarf, what can you rely on?
Estás horrible. Buenas noches. Bueno, vamos a empezar.
What can I do for you?
For me, nothing. It's Lot Yonan. He wants to see you in his study.
In your mind, you go through all the recent incidents that might have annoyed the Magus. Apart from a few little squabbles with his famuli, nothing worth mentioning happened since the incident with your beard. You nod.
Okay.
Venga, le voy a decir que estás
You look
horrible.
dreadful.
What a charmer.
The maid gives you an ironic, reprimanding scowl.
Ikana has been crying half the night.
When you were teething, I carried you around the vaults. You played with my beard and I sang you to sleep.
Frala smiles. She's heard this story many times before.
That was 23 cycles ago. But I'm quite sure you didn't sing. You might have grumbled a bit.
If what you've read about the dwarven lifespan is true, it'll be another 300 sun cycles and more before you are called to the Eternal Forge. The certainty of one day having to witness Frala's death already burdens your heart.
I'd better not keep the Magus waiting.
See you later. There's goulash for dinner.
Bueno, pues a eso me refería. La forma de narrar es espectacular. Parece que estás leyendo un libro.
There was a time when you could hardly lift the heavy hammer. Now you barely notice it anymore, and it feels like an extension of your arm. Smithing is in your blood.
This is where you swung the forge hammer for the first time 30 cycles ago. No one taught you the craft. It was enough for you to watch Lot Yonan's old smith at work. Whenever the workshop was empty, you practiced and quickly mastered the craft with ease.
Como un buen enano. Bueno.
There are apparently dwarves who have never seen the sky. And you too feel more comfortable when you have rock over your head. If only you didn't long to see more of the world, a longing that grows stronger with every year.
¿Quieres conocer el mundo, enano? ¿Qué hay aquí? Un hacha. No parece un enano muy diestro con las armas.
Everything you know about dwarves you learnt from books. The divine smith created the dwarves, and from time to time you make him an offering of some crumbs of gold. It's the most valuable thing you have to offer Vracus. You've worked a bit more on Sunya's birthday present last night. The little one is crazy about horses. You, on the other hand, prefer to keep your distance unless you're fitting them with hooves. Too many legs and way too big.
Me parece bien. Bueno, vamos a ver.
Hey, groundling! Come to the kitchen, we need you.
Jolison, a 4th degree famulus and your favorite foe among the students of magic, gives you a disparaging glance and disappears without waiting for your reply.
Es un capullo por lo que veo.
Tangdale! Quick! Or the goulash will get burnt!
You immediately recognize what the problem is. A chain running over a pulley for positioning the cauldron is detached from its mounting, and the cauldron stuck in the fireplace. It's a heavy load, and none of the famuli, who feel superior even during kitchen duty, dare do anything. They might burn their fingers, or even get a bit dirty.
Hombre, ensucian los dedos que van a hacer ahora con su vida. Vamos a ver.
It'd be a waste of goulash. And I'm hungry. Here, hold this.
Ahora, capullo. A ver. Vamos a hablarte un poquito.
Do you remember when you
Estás
dyed
cómodo.
my beard with some magic spell? I had to shave it off.
You stroke your beard, which is unusually short for a dwarf.
Ah, sí que
Damn
fuiste
it!
tú.
Ah, it's heavy!
The young human forces through his pursed lips, letting the pot sink a little.
Don't you dare ruin my goulash, boy!
The cook, with beefy forearms, glares at the young man, and after a brief moment, he tries harder.
A ver, quiero hablar un poquito más con él. A ver, examina... Vale, sí.
With as much concern in your
examinarlo.
voice as you can muster, you say,
Oh, no, this doesn't look good.
you're pleased to notice he's dripping with sweat.
I'll get you back for this, groundling!
Pues no sé cómo. Vaya,
You
no lo
damned
ves.
freak!
For a moment, you hope the famulus really does raise his hand to you. But then he comes to his senses and leaves the kitchen, his face bright red.
What a pair you
¡Qué
are!
socorre! Bueno, ¿y ahora qué? ¿Puedo moverme ya? ¿Puedo
The
comer?
goulash is bubbling in the cauldron. You draw the warm air in through your nose, and the smell makes your mouth start watering.
Tengo poquita comida, ¿no? Esta es la comida. Esto no sé muy bien qué es. Ah, vale, el día de la aventura. Y esto es el dinero, ¿no? Bueno, vamos a hablar con esta mujer.
Do you know what Lot Yonan wants?
The maid gives you an amused look. She has often accused you of making things more complicated than necessary.
Ya está, no puedo hablar con ella.
Vegetables, bread, cheese, but the cook is not to be trifled with. Many painful knuckles have taught you that she knows how to handle her heavy wooden spoon, and that she may possibly have eyes in the back of her head.
No queremos un cucharazo.
I am your godfather, little one. I'll look after you just like I looked after your mother.
Little Akana grasps your calloused finger and smiles at you wide-eyed.
Oh. Vamos a ver por aquí. ¿Qué hay? Gente comiendo.
Hey, what are you doing, groundling? We're still eating here. Why don't you go and get your own portion?
¿Cómo te has dado cuenta? Si te estaba robando comida delante tuya. Oh, me dan experiencia por robar comida. Bien, bien, bien. Me gusta el juego. Observar las escaleras. Oh, qué profundo.
Lot Yonan's vaults are equipped with laboratories, a library, and private rooms for the famuli. Together with the forge, the kitchen, and the other utility rooms, it makes up quite an impressive complex. But compared to the courts of the other magi, the seat of power in Yonandar is small and modest. Of the 200 or so people selected to learn the art of magic under Lot Yonan, there's barely a handful of them you can stand the sight of. You're not at all interested in magic in all its elusiveness and whimsy. Your realm is the forge.
Vale, pues vamos a hablar con el mago. ¿Y nada?
Master Lot Yonan, Frala told me you wished to speak with me.
Ah, Tungdil, come in. There is a bag over there in the cupboard. Take it out, please. It contains artifacts belonging to my former famulus Goren. I wish to return them to him. He's in Black Saddle, 300 miles away.
300 miles? That's a long journey. Who are you going to entrust with this?
I was thinking of you.
Me?
There is no one better to take on this journey. You have acquired much knowledge. You are almost a scholar. You know more than most famuli about Girdlegard and its inhabitants. It is time for you to go out into the world and see it with your own eyes.
With pleasure.
¿Qué hay en la bolsa? Dijo que artefactos mágicos, ¿no?
What's in the bag?
Magical devices. You better leave the bag closed if you want to avoid any accidents. Dwarves don't really like magic, and magic doesn't like you either.
Rakas gave us so much craftsmanship that there's no space left in our bodies for magic.
Strictly speaking, every time you've been too close to magic, it has ended in catastrophe.
Sí, mejor mantenerla cerrada. Puede que me tope con otros enanos.
Perhaps I'll meet some dwarves on my travels.
Yes, perhaps. But don't hold out too much hope. And be careful who you talk to. Not everyone out there likes dwarves.
Yeah, goblins. They abduct baby dwarves and sell them to magi, from what I've heard.
Not the best bit of business I've ever done. But what was I to do? The Longnoses threatened to throw you into the nearest river.
Oh. Así que este hombre me salvó.
Be on your guard. Look after the bag and don't lose it. May Palandiel be with you. And Vrakas too, of course.
I'll set off immediately. I'll see you soon, Lot Yonan.
Parece un buen hombre. Vale, por cada día de viaje se sanará. Vale. Vale, tengo que salir. Pero supongo que tendré que hablar con alguien antes, ¿no? Por ejemplo.
Hello, Frala.
Hmm?
Sí, es un viaje un poco largo.
I need provisions for 300 miles.
You're grinning from ear to ear. Finally, you've got the chance to see something of the world.
300? Tungdil, that's no errand. That's an epic journey. Wait, I've got just the right thing. But make sure the cook doesn't see.
I'm going to Blacksaddle to return a few things to a former apprentice in the Magus.
You pocket the rye bread, sausages, and ham. Enough food for the first few days of your journey.
Sí, enano.
Perhaps I'll even meet some dwarves on the way.
Frala throws you a cautious glance. It's a tricky subject that you can't help but broach.
There aren't dwarves down here. You're the only one in Idaslane, as far as we know.
I know, but I can't just have been born out of a rock. Somewhere in the mountains, I have a clan. Maybe even a family.
Yes. Maybe.
Frala has reminded you more than once that Lot Yonan wrote to the dwarf clans and none of them were missing a dwarf boy.
De todas formas, no creo que haya muchos enanos por ahí, ¿no? Se supone que están en las forjas y las montañas. A ver qué tiene para
Got a
Frala.
present for you.
You take out a symbol of protection that you've carefully made from 3 horseshoe nails.
It's not the finest jewellery in Girdlegard.
One look at Frala's face makes it clear that it doesn't matter. She glows with happiness as she takes the pendant.
For me? But why?
Because you don't see me as an oddity, and you're like a little sister to me.
You could have said, but you settle with a shrug and a crooked smile.
I have to go. I've got a long journey ahead of me.
I wish you the blessing of Palandial and Vracus to protect you from all danger on your journey. Here, a talisman. Whenever you look at it, think of me.
Frala winks at you mischievously.
And of getting me a nice present.
Sí, lo veo bien. Comida a cambio de un regalo bonito. Te traeré una piedra.
The beer that is delivered to the vaults is supposed to be the best beer in Idaslane. It's certainly your favourite beer. But you haven't drunk enough other beers to truly know.
Ajá. Bueno, pues creo que lo tengo todo, ¿no? Cogí el hacha antes y ahora tengo comida. Yo creo que ya me puedo ir. Lo que pasa es que es un enano que no sabe luchar, solo por ahí, 300 millas. Pues si te mueres, ¿no? Ha salido del tirón.
How nice to see you again, Lot Yonan. It must have been an age since we last met face to face.
Nudin, welcome. Please, sit down.
No, thank you, my friend. These are urgent matters, and I don't have much time. You must come to Leos Nudin immediately. The perished land is stirring.
Are you sure? What makes you think that?
I found out about 60 orbits ago, during a visit to the borders.
No me fío de este gordito.
Our magical barriers have weakened and become porous. The Elfar have left their land, and a huge horde of orcs have marched into Girdlegard.
Were you able to strengthen the spell with your magic?
No. I can't repair the damage alone. We need the combined power of the 6. The other 4 are already on their way here, but we need your help too.
I will set off for Parista without delay.
Oh, and as you're coming, could you also take the opportunity to bring back the things that I lent to you?
Of course. I have them already packed in a bag.
Oh, thank you. We'll be expecting you.
¿Será ¿Será la bolsa que me he llevado?
Utterly blinded by the sunlight, you squeeze your eyes tightly shut after only a few steps. The time spent underground has made you so sensitive to light that you're forced to seek shelter in the shade of a mighty oak.
Bueno, pues como comienza aquí el viaje, voy a aprovechar para dejarlo aquí. Si os gusta, hacedmelo saber, ¿vale? Adiós.